Hello everyone and welcome to my BBL 04 final preview between the Perth Scorchers and the Sydney Sixers. What a game this is going to be. They have met a few times and there's already been some magnificent clashes between these two sides. They've already met in a final. The Sydney Sixers won that back in BBL 1 and they've both won trophies. So one of these teams will be walking away with their second trophy in the short history of the BBL. So let's not waste time. Let's get straight into the preview. I'll start with the match information, of course, and the match is tomorrow night, Wednesday the 27th of January at Marnica Oval. The game will start at 7:40 p.m. and the coverage will kick off on Channel 10 at 7:30. Some match facts between these two sides. They have met 6 times. 4 times have been in home and away fixtures and 2 have been in finals. One of those finals was in, of course, the BBL 01 final and the other was in the semi-final last season. Perth have won 4, Sydney have won 2. Perth have won one of those finals and the Sydney Sixers have won another one of those finals. Now, some of the highlights from the clashes that they've met in, we'll start with the BBL 01 final. Sydney Sixers won by 7 wickets. The final score was Perth 8 for 156 to the Sixers 3 for 158. BBL 03, it was an absolute thriller. It was actually a super over. It went down to a super over, finished 5 for 153 to the Sixers, 9 for 153. It was the first super over ever in the short history of the BBL. So it was an absolute thriller. Perth ended up winning. It was a great game. I still remember watching that game. It was an absolute thriller. Then the last highlight of when they met was in BBL 03 when they met in the semi-final. The Scorchers won by 5 runs to put themselves into the final and to win the competition. The score finished 5 for 193 to the Sixers 6 for 48. It was actually, I think it was a reduced over game because of the rain. So that's how it finished. So let's get to the selected sides now. Now, I should note that the sides have not actually been announced, but you would expect that there won't be too many changes, or probably no changes to any of the sides. So these are 13-men squads. I'll start with the Perth Scorchers. Adam Voges is the captain. Then Ashton Agar, Arafat, Benendoff, Carberry, Courtenay, Harris, Hogg, Klinger, Sean Marsh, Ashton Turner, Andrew Tye, who will be an absolute deaf bowler for the Perth Scorchers, and then Sam Whiteman wraps things up for the Perth Scorchers side. And then the Sixers side, the captain, of course, Hon Reeks. Then Sean Abbott starts things off with the bowling, and then Doug Bollinger, Ryan Carter's, Ed Cowan, Luke Doran, Brett Lee playing his last game, of course. There has been some talk, or at least in the Channel 10 commentary, they mentioned if he will play in the Champions League. I highly doubt it. I think this will be his last game for sure. I don't think he can keep himself fit for September next year for the Champions League. Michael Lum and Nathan Lyon, Nick Madison, gun batsman. Stephen O'Keefe, Jordan Silk. What have we been seeing from him lately? He has been absolutely extraordinary. And if you haven't heard already, he has actually signed a 3-year deal with the Sixers. So he is staying at the Sixers and he's a part of their future. And then we've got Ricky Wrestles, which is finishing off the 13-man squad there. You'd think that would be unchanged. I doubt there will be many changes in that side. Some key players for each of the sides. We'll start with the Sixers. Hon Reeks, of course, the captain. Always a key player, the captain. And, of course, his batting and bowling can really be really good and crucial for the Sixers. Abbott, I actually think, is a really good bowler. Just also a good all-rounder sort of as well. He can bat as well, but his bowling has been sensational over the past couple of months. And I've liked what I saw for him, and I've tweeted on Twitter that I think he is going to be in the Australian side in the future. He's a future Australian player, I think, and I stand by what I said. I think he definitely is. So that's why he's a key player for the Sixers. Nick Madison, opening batsman. He can really bat, can't he? And he's another one that I think can be in the Australian side. I think he'll probably be a key player in the Australian side in maybe the next few years because he's just so good with the bat. Brett Lee, of course, playing his last game. Still got that fast-paced bowl. Saw him in the semi-final take a wicket. Really, really good bowler. Can't say much. Silk, another key player, can really do damage, especially down in that middle order. We've seen some great things from him, haven't we? The Scorchers, Voges, the captain, Marsh and Klinger as well. That top three batting order is really crucial for the Perth Scorchers, especially. Well, the top three is definitely crucial for any team, so they are definitely crucial players. Cattlebury in that that middle order is going to be very crucial for the Scorchers as well, and then Hogg, Ty, and also Arafat, the bowling. They can bowl, can't they? The Ty, of course, got man of the match the last time they actually met, which was, if I just see here, back in the 29th of December, the Sydney Sixers got defeated by 36 runs. The Scorchers won that game. It was 10 for 99 to the Perth Scorchers, 7 for 135. They can bowl, especially when the Perth Scorchers have got a low total. They can really defend it. So good bowlers there. Ty also got man of the match in the semi-final when they won against the Melbourne Stars the other night at the Wacker. So my tip, it's going to be a close one. It really is. Lot riding for both teams. The Scorchers could go back to back. That's what they're playing for, a back-to-back trophy. The Sixers trying to lift up the trophy for Lee, playing his last game, of course. It's hard to separate them. I think it's going to be a good game. But I think the Sixers can win. I thought they were really good the other night against the Strikers. They just, they came in underdogs, and I thought they weren't going to win, but they won. So I think with their bowling and batting, I think they can take out this. And I think if they bat first, I reckon, or maybe bat first, then they probably will win the match, because the Perth Scorchers, if they bat first, they can defend the total. So I think the Sixers will win for Brett Lee. I know miracles don't always happen for players retiring, but I think the Sixers will win, and they'll get their second trophy in the short history of the BBL. Now, before we wrap up, of course, that's it for the preview, but I'm going to preview the Big Smash, which is coming up at half-time. Now, it's going to be live on Channel 10 at the half-time break. Some really good players playing in the Big Smash, the Smash, as it's called. It's actually called the BBL Smash Session. They will face two balls, and whoever gets the longest will, of course, win the competition. We start with Craig Simmons for the Adelaide Strikers. He's going to be competing. Ben Cutting is then going to compete for the Brisbane Heat. Jonathan Wells for the Hobart Hurricanes. Callum Ferguson for the Melbourne Renegades. John Hastings for the Melbourne Stars. And Chris Hartley from the Sydney Thunder. Of course, the Perth and Sydney will not have a batsman because they are playing, obviously. It's going to be interesting to see who wins that. I wouldn't surprise me if Jonathan Wells gets it. He's a pretty good batsman. He can be, but I think Ben Cutting surely. It's got to be out of Ben Cutting and Craig Simmons for sure, because they can really hit the ball. So I'm going to tip Ben Cutting for me, and yeah, it's going to be interesting, isn't it? A good half-time entertainment after catching up breath from the first innings of that brilliant final that is coming up. So that's it for my BBL final preview. Hopefully more previews to come here on this channel. Of course, you can find me on a wide range of social media, Instagram, Twitter, at BevOB5. You can find BevOB5 Productions on Twitter, at BevOB5 Productions. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoy the BBL final Wednesday at Marnie Oval. It's going to be a brilliant final. So I'm definitely going to be watching. I hope you all enjoy it. And until next time, I'm Jacob. See you later.